This is Pastor Wayne Street. We're here at Faith Family, our church that was flooded. This was the last flood, the major flood we had back in 2008. As you see, they're demolishing the building. It's no longer pliable to be used for church.
I'm Cheryl Davis, Secretary for Faith Family Worship Center. Our church was destroyed in the flood about 4 years ago, and we did get grant money, but our organization refuses to let us have it to rebuild and relocate. They're wanting to fight us for it. And it's a sad day that they're tearing it down, but we put a lot of hard work, blood, sweat, and tears. The congregation rebuilt the church after the previous floods. When you drive by, it just brings tears to the eyes.
We have been in the process of getting a relocation grant with the city. Our building, you can see, was totally demolished from the last flood. And at this time, we're still waiting on our district, farmer district, to sign off on the check that we received. And we're meeting at a youth center right now and praying that we'll be able to get a building before long, be able to build one. And we just want you to realize what we've been through in the last few years as we present this video. Thank you, and God bless.
A lot of memories here. I've been coming here for over 25 years or more. And raised my grandkids here. And now we don't have anywhere to go. We're having to rent youth center. We don't have a permanent church. It's just a sad thing.
My name is Reverend Wayne Street. I'm the former pastor of the Pentecostal Church of God in Piedmont, Missouri. Former pastor, not by choice, but because my credentials were taken from me by my former district bishop, Bob McGee. After 25 years of pastoring my church and being Pentecostal Church of God my whole life, he took my whole ministry from me in a matter of minutes. Because I did something immoral? No. Because I lied? No. Because I stole? No. Simply because I didn't agree to put money from a grant that belonged to our church in their missions account. We wouldn't agree to this because they haven't helped us in the last 10 floods that brought us to this grant in the first place. They've never put any finances into our church. They never drove a nail in the last 10 floods. They were never there, never even called to check on us. They had on many occasions called City Hall, though, after the grant was applied, not to ask about us or about our church, but about the money. Wanted to know when it would be there and how come they had to make the check to both of us. They also tried to go behind our back and bypass us altogether by going to the title company and filing paperwork saying we were a district dependent church and they would handle all of our business and the check should be made out to them. I guess they thought the people in our county title company were too stupid to know the law. When we confronted the district bishop, Bob McGee, about his trip to the title company, he flat denied it. And when we showed him the paperwork he took over to the title company, he ignored it. I also confronted him about a phone call he had made to me a few months prior about making us a district dependent church. I told him I didn't believe he could do that because of our own district bylaws, stating that if we had over 10 members, we were not district dependent churches. And they had the paperwork showing we had well over 10 members and we were self-supporting. We sent it to Brother John Rhodes, who they told us to send our membership list to. They said that we didn't provide any financial statements. We sent monthly statements to our home missions director. And at the last board meeting I attended, they asked him if he was getting the papers, and he stated he got them every month. and they were fine. But the bishop said it didn't matter. They voted to make us a district dependent church anyway. And if I didn't straighten up, I was going to see his bad side. He denied the phone call and said he didn't make any such call. And then he demanded my credentials because I didn't agree with him. After a long, drawn-out discussion, the district bishop, Bob McGee, said he could see where this was going, and that they were withdrawing from our church. They would remove themselves from Piedmont Pentecost Church of God, but they wanted half of the money. We're only getting $197,000. We will not be able to build much of a church building with this amount of money. But to expect us to hand over half the money is ridiculous when they have never helped us at all. The district bishop, Bob McGee's attorney, sent our board a letter stating they believed they were entitled to all the money, but it wouldn't be Christian of them to take it all. So they would settle for 60%. The attorney said that I abruptly resigned. That is not true. The bishop demanded my papers. My board members were there and are witnesses to this. And he said, we refuse to allow them to put anyone from the district on our church account for distributing this money. That is also not true. We set up an account in our local bank, just like the bishop requested, with the district missions director and our church secretary on the account. Both parties required to sign on the check. He also insinuated our board members weren't even real board members. This is not true. They were elected by our church. He said that they didn't have the paperwork showing they were board members, and the district doesn't require that kind of paperwork. He also said we cost the district $200,000 by not having flood insurance, and insinuated we never had any kind of insurance. That is not true. We always carried insurance. This one particular time, we didn't have flood insurance. I told him I would take the blame. But the fact is, that didn't cost the district anything, because the truth is, the appraisals on the building was done pre-flood. They knew that when the paperwork was signed, they were aware of this, and they were in favor of it. They dealt with this, and one of my favorite things they said was, they deal with this kind of situation on a daily basis, the district and that attorney, and said this was not their first rodeo. It's a sad thing to brag about suing churches on a regular basis. I was warned by PCG preachers, former and present, that if the district found out that we were getting any money, they would be trying to take it. I didn't believe it. That men I believe to be my friends would do this to me. They are men I have known for years, men I grew up with, men I trusted. We tried to follow bylaw procedure by appealing to the general board. They just directed it back to the district board to let the board do as they wanted. So appealing to the general board didn't help us at all. Please, I'm asking you to call Bishop Bob McGee and Brother Bob Kelly and Brother Joe Skiles and ask them to please release our check. Let them know that you don't think they're doing us fair. Even if you don't attend the Pentecost Church of God, please call them. Their numbers are now on the screen. All we want is our church. We just want to build for the kingdom of God. All we want to do is see Jesus ministered throughout our community. We need your help. We're asking you, please help us. Call these men. God bless you.